In this tutorial, I'm going to use database so that we can replace file storage. For example, here we have one table called order line. We have 4 records. So, for example, when you order pizza and drink, it's going to be saved to database rather than file system. So what is GEM is Apache distributions comes with Apache web server. Then so main idea here, we are going to use MySQL, the database. This is important. The warnings, it just say that you cannot use user account control, but I will show you how to deal with that later on. Here, the gray one means you must install. I don't use Perl, and then I will turn it off, some of them. So I'm going to have Apache, MySQL, and PHP, and then PHP myadmin. That's the installation directory. Again, I don't need that. Next. It's going to take a few minutes to install. Actually, GEM, this is not the best way to launch control panel, but let's say as it is. Start Apache web server, MySQL. Then we need to open PHP myadmin. The configuration file has to be changed later on. Let's click admin. And then here we type PHP myadmin. So main ID here, we go to user accounts. Then root, this is administrator account for PHP myadmin. Let me change, because it comes with no password. So let me just add some password. I'm typing root pass. Type twice, and then say click go. So we set the password. Let me go back to home page. Try to connect. So we go to here, PHP myadmin. Let's set root password. Just type root pass or whatever you want. Save it. So this time, let me refresh. Now it's okay. That means I already logged in with the same password. I'm going to use a test database for demonstrations. Instead of using root password, let me add new user number 1. The host name, I will use localhost. Then password, I will say pass1. Localhost means reporting to your own machine. So we are not doing remote access, okay? So data and structure, I will select them all. No admin, no resource limit. Click go. So we just add one user to test database. You can exit PHP myadmin. So as you can see here, user 1 is added to a database called test. Okay. In order to use MySQL with NetBeans, you need JDBC.Driver, or we call it as a Java database connectivity. So you need Java kind of driver between Java and then MySQL. Download platform independent. You can just say no thanks. Just start my download. So this is what I have. I'm going to keep it in same place. Under program files and Java, So here I'm going to keep it together, unzip it, continue. Okay, if you look at inside, there's a MySQL connector Java 8.0.20. Okay, that's what we need. That's what we call as a driver. So here is the main part of this demonstrations driver. You go to C drive, Java, and then this connector, open. So here you driver class, okay. So that's what we have, okay, customize or connect using. The password I had was a root pass, you type it. You can test connections. Again, this is a very common problem with MySQL. I'm on different time zone. Okay, if you see this message, so if you are on different time zone, you may to use a parameter called server time zone equal to UTC, universal time zone. Okay, that way it will work. Okay, if you don't see the error message, then you might be in a UTC zone. Good for you. Let me have another one. Here, instead of using MySQL, that's a system database. I'm going to use a test, and then user1, and then pass1. Let me test it. Don't forget, you need to set the server time zone. Okay. Here's the message. That's the last one. I just copy paste it on screen. There are different ways. If you don't want to type it, you just go to collection properties. Here, add properties. You can say server time zone. Then you can type UTC. Okay, try again, test connections. It actually works. So you can put it in time zone in JDBC URL, or you can set it as a collection property. It's up to you. I prefer this way because the URL looks shorter on my screen. Okay, click. This is the database now called it as a test. I don't have any tables at this point. Okay. MariaDB is pretty much comparable with MySQL because it's open source. So you can download MariaDB connector for Java. That's J stands for Java. And we are going to download 2.6.0. That's the latest version. Java compression file. Don't worry about this warning. We like to keep it. So let me quickly demonstrate to you MariaDB. That's what we are using at this point. So let me copy paste it to Java installation directory. Then I'm going to use that driver instead of MySQL. So here, let me create a new one. Not that one up there, MariaDB. The driver class, okay, MariaDB, it says the MySQL compatible. Okay, let's connect to the database. Here, try to remember, okay, MySQL, I will say test, user1, user1. You don't really have to worry about server time zone. It doesn't have a problem with MariaDB JDBC collector. again, it's okay. You don't have to type it. Only MySQL has a problem with that. Okay, let's continue. You should be able to download source code anyway, so I will make a link. Here, let's collect the database. For creating tables, I'm going to give you SQL script. Either you can copy paste it from description, or you can type it. Idea here, we have multiple records. Each of them represent pizza, drink, and coupon. So let me create a table called order line. For SQL syntax, I'm going to use capitals. Everything else I will use a lowercase. Order ID int on sign, not null, auto increments. So if you have 10 records, the 11th record will be increased by 1. So we can see that, okay, pizza, get type, price, then quantity and size, and then drink, type, price, quantity and size, and coupon. So you're going to have 10 columns. Previously, file systems we didn't have order ID, but it's a good idea to have a primary key. So I'm going to add order ID as a primary key. I'm using ANSI data type called NUMERIC. Up to 5 numbers include 2 decimal points. Pizza quantity int. Simplicity, I will just use int. Let me copy paste it. Oh, drink. Next one will be coupon amount. Numeric 5,2. Then let me set up primary key. It's going to be order ID. Let's quickly check whether it works or not. So we have a table. So let me add dummy data. Remove the table. Order line, we have to write it down 9 columns, okay? Because order ID will be increased by 1 automatically. So let's start with the pizza. 4 of them, then 4 columns for drink, and the last one for coupon. Let me continue for drink. Last one will be coupon amount. Then values, 9 of them. So we go to sage.txt. Those are 9 numbers or 9 columns. Separate by comma. So 1 comma 595 and then 1 comma 0 comma and so on. 9 of them, okay? So let me copy. It's good to have at least 3 records. 2 more copy. Go back, copy paste it. One more. Then let me add commas. Okay, one more thing to do. Select everything from order table. Sorry, order line table. So create a table, insert 3 dummy records. Seems okay. Then select everything in order line table. So coupon amount 0 to 0, that's correct. Seems like correct. I will provide SK script. Let's go back to fxml document controller or controller class. Here we are going to look at 2 things, okay? In write record and then read record. So let me copy, comment it out, paste it. So instead of using file system, let me replace with JDBC. So let me remove. Here, pretty much everything we need to remove. Catch insertion handling also. Let's remove that. Let me remove that too. Just file not found exception. Maybe I'll keep that. So first one, when you use Java database connectivity or JDBC, we need to load the driver. You can use MySQL or MariaDB. Both of them are comparable, so don't worry. I'm going to use MariaDB because it's smaller and I don't have to deal with server time zone error. So next one, we establish your collections. CONN, driver manager, and get collections. You need to provide URL, which is JDBC, MariaDB, localhost 3306, database name is test, user 1 and password. That's what I created previously. Import collection class. Catch close. Okay, class not found exception. Seems okay. So this time I'm going to create a statement. So statement stmt connection create statement. This is going to be for insert statement. Again, import. So we are going to copy, okay, insert into everything. 4 lines of SQL script. So let's paste it. Of course, you need to make a minor adjustment. First line looks okay. Let me remove a new line. Make sure you leave one space at the end. Otherwise, your single statement has no space between the last statement and the next statement. So you may have a syntax error, so make sure you leave one space at the end of quotation marks. Here, let me remove the space, just one space. Here you go, values. Again, these values you can replace with pizza, get type, pizza, get price, and so on. Because that's the depends on input given by user. Basically, input we can get it through JavaFX UI components. So that will be pizza. Let me move up. We need a pizza, then comma, and then price, comma. If you're not sure, look at the SQL syntax. Okay, we need a comma. Quantity is 1, size is small, means 1. String type 1 is 1. Get price, comma. Quantity, if you select 2, then we have to put comma. Size 500 or 1.2 liters. After that, again we need a comma. And the last one is coupon amount. Please be careful, after coupon amount we have to add one parenthesis. So double quotation for SQL statement, okay? Just clean out here, eject the statement. Of course, we are referring to SQL statement, so stmt eject update. For insert update delete, you can use eject update. The last one is close the collections. Let me say exception handling, catch, SQL exception. The way I'm going to handle is just print it out message, that's all, EX. And then let me say catch close. So we are going to use class not found exception. Okay, we are referring to JDBC driver. Class not found exception handling is reporting to JDBC driver. Remove that quotation marks mistake. If you want to check SQL syntax, you can print it here before you eject it. So it's a good idea if you print it when you have a syntax error. You can copy paste it. So let's see what happens. Let's say Hawaiian Coke 1.25, two of them, one non-order. So if you have a Java language class not found exceptions, it reports to JDBC driver. You need to add to your project at least once at the beginning. So let's add it. Open. Now we add JDBC driver. Let's try again. Again, a Hawaiian Coke, large, and so on. It should work. Okay, in my case, I don't have a syntax error. Okay, so you can see the syntax seems okay. So you go back to surveys and here view data. So I insert the 4, that's the fourth record. Okay, according to these we have 5.59. I have no coupon, so it's 0. Let me go back. That's how you insert a new record to your database or table. Let's look at here, read record. We have 4 records in our table. So let's read from table instead of sage.txt. I just copy paste it. Everything is pretty similar. Let me remove. File system, let me remove. Calculate subtotal, keep it. Set heading, keep it. Reading, keep it. Remove the catch. Copy paste it. JDBC driver. I can copy that up to create this statement. There's a typo for driver. I type it as a string. Fix it later, I guess. So here, well, I will copy that. Maybe I should type it up and down. Looks a bit confusing. I hope you can follow. Let me just go down again. So let's look at catch again. That's it. That's what you need. After TA sales summary, let me leave one space. So let me go line by line. Okay, here you go. Select everything from order line table. So we are looking at that statement, okay? Let me add one comment. Next one is what we call as a result set. That's the class. it's going to return all those 4 records, and then we can reverse to column index or column name of that table. So we have a class called result set. We can use a statement dot exec query, not update, it's a query. It says that return a result set. Of course, we need to import JavaSQL result set. Okay. Calculate subtotal, seems okay, leave it. Here you go, the read data from file, no, we are going to read from table or database. So if you say database, using index number of the column, or we can of course use name of the column that belongs to order line table. So we are not using scanner class object called input. We are going to use rs, result sets. And then it has a method called next. It points to next column, sorry, next row. So here we're going to use rs, result set object. Let me change them all. Um, 9 of them. That's the last one. So here we have a method called next. Not has next, it's a next. So change to next. And then here rs, we code it as a next int that belongs to scanner class. Result set, we have a get int, or get string, or get double, and so on. So we are using get int, and then referring to column index number 1. This column index, okay, auto ID, pizza type, and so on. This time we are using column index 1 to all the way to number 9. Okay. So here get double. This is get int 3. Continue get integer. Index start with number 1. Okay. So that should be 5. That should be get double. And get index, and then get double. Should be 7, 8, and 9. Actually, I missed one column called auto ID. So let me go back here. For heading, let's say auto ID. Maybe one tab key. Here auto ID, so I need to add one more. So int auto ID. So first one should be rs get int, that's number 1. So everything have to increase by 1, so there should be 2 and 3. So we have 10 columns. Don't forget, when you use a JDBC, we are not using index from 0. We start with number 1, okay? So if you have 10 columns, you have a number 1 to 10. Not like array, okay? You have maybe 0 to 9, but here 1 to 10. Order ID plus 1 tab key might be enough. Everything remains same. Clean build. Run it. Okay, let's try. So what just happened is we just run select statement. Then it just bring back 10 columns with the 4 records. So locally you can see 1311. And then want the quantity, okay, size, okay. Look at the coupon, it's hidden down there. So let me bring it back. So if you look at the coupons 0200, okay, 0200, that's correct. So we know that it actually works. Let me quickly have a look whether there is any mistake or not. If there is any, then let me just quickly fix it, okay? Or let me add some comments. So this is reporting to order line has 10 columns, okay? Very simple mistake. That's what I made a mistake at the beginning. So your Y statement should be 1 to 10. So let's say up to 10th column index, okay? Let me save it and have a look. Here again, JDBC.Driver loaded, establish the collection and statement seems okay, SQL syntax okay, close the collection seems okay. If you don't need it, you can comment it out the SQL text. Everything seems okay. I think that's all. Thank you.